VLTs at Nassau County that would have helped stabilize our exorbitant property taxes. We don't have VLTs that no doubt would have encouraged property development, no doubt would have encouraged perhaps a hotel, perhaps make Belmont the beautiful tract that it is, the destination that it was always meant to be. We're all New Yorkers, ladies and gentlemen, and we've neglected Nassau County in this bill.
That was quite an impassioned plea. Now, one of the things I took away from the overall debate on that legislation, especially after you and Assemblyman Barra stood up and said your piece, was that it wasn't necessarily over, that maybe there was still a chance of some sort that before the end of this legislative session you would be able to get what you're looking for.
Well, you know, Senator Dean Skelos and I were not accustomed to losing. In a generational opportunity like this, we had to do something more. So what we did is we put in legislation which would call for VLTs at Belmont, which would call for a community board primarily represented by people who live in southwest Nassau County. We would call for host aid in the tune of $20 million, $6 million of which would go directly to the schools. This would be an annual type of aid to the schools. It would certainly stabilize the property taxes in the Elmont and Floral Park communities. It will certainly stimulate jobs. So in other words, what we were unable to do through this 3 men in a room process of the NYRA extension, which to me was an abomination and to the people of Nassau County was an abomination, we put into legislation. We want to pass this legislation now. Now again, we're going to have to put some pressure on the governor and on Speaker Silver and the Senate Majority Leader Bruno. Now, as you know, is budget time in Albany. The next 4 weeks will be devoted almost exclusively to negotiating a $125 billion budget. We want this included in the budget. So that's our hope. That's our hope for the people of southwest Nassau County.
Well, we'll be continuing to follow that negotiation over the next few weeks, too, as this budget process is getting ready to draw to a close here at the state capitol. And that all-important negotiations continues on then for Belmont Racetrack. Tom Alfano, we will be getting updates from you in our next programs on that particular issue. Now, in the meantime, community events happening all throughout Elmont, recently focusing on Black History Month. And Tom Alfano, we're going to look at some of the events right now in your local schools. It's just a terrific series of events, all focusing in on Black History Month, in particular Martin Luther King. We've got here a roundtable discussion that was held that you took part in. Tell us a little bit about this discussion.
It was part of the celebration, as you indicated. I was joined by radio personality Hugh Hamilton, School Superintendent Al Harper, Randall Clark, who's an aspiring teacher and used to work for me, and school board member Aubrey Phillips to discuss issues that revolve around Black History Month. We talked about voting and the importance of getting involved in community, and we looked at efforts to make the community, realize that after what happened on Super Tuesday, that every vote does count and that people shouldn't be discouraged.
You know, it's important for leaders in the community to get together, to have not only discussions like this on very particular issues, but also just to get together, get to know each other just a little bit more, and get reacquainted, I would think.
It was great. We had a lively discussion on accountability of government, to work with people, and the role that citizens have to play in the process. We also said that the Elmont community is doing a great job, the schools, in getting young people involved, participating in key clubs, Model UN, Future Business Leaders, Global Links. They're great examples of that youthful participation, as is in the person we're looking at here, Randall Clark, who's a wonderful, brilliant young man about to graduate college, Queens College. He's interning at his alma mater, Elmont Memorial High School, and they're going to do free agent bidding war for him, to teach math in high school. He's that talented and that charismatic.
He is one of the, without a doubt, one of the success stories from the Elmont community, of which there are so many. And there's one of the gentlemen who is responsible for many of those success stories right there.
There's no doubt about it. Al Harper is a great educator. He was a longtime principal of the Elmont Memorial High School, and then he was selected to be the school superintendent, where he's doing a great job. He's a great educator.
Well, again, a terrific event, and this is just one of a series of events that was taking place in the Elmont community connected to Black History Month. After the roundtable discussion, there was an award ceremony that was very well attended, like it is every year, and chock full of entertainment and all kinds of fun all at the same time. So if we can take a look now at some of those activities, we'd like to be able to show you folks some of the fun, some of the entertainment that was had at the Black History Month celebration at the Elmont High School. Starting off with, I believe, one of the musical presentations at the event.
That's right. The Sewanaka High School Choir put on an outstanding performance, song, poetry, centering on Black history and Dr. King's legacy.
A good opportunity for the kids to be reminded about the importance of Dr. King in their lives. For so many kids, I'm guessing that Dr. King is simply some news footage of his I Have a Dream speech. But for the kids in the Elmont community, it seems like they are really getting some closer ideas as to what Dr. King was all about.
And there was the Elmont Memorial High School had Les Mis as a production that's about to go on, and you see some of the talented students like Elsie Ross, Gabriella Sam, Jason Reese, and Feurtado were joined by the rest of the chorus in doing a magnificent job. That's St. John's Choir, which gave a moving performance, and it was a really beautiful cultural and musical day.
Sometimes I wish we could just show longer clips of some of these musical presentations, because they were very special indeed.
Yeah, it was really beautiful. And Terry Lewis is a teacher at Gotham, and he did several poetry selections. It was really a cultural amalgam. It was great. Here are the awards that I gave. The Martin Luther King Award. Your friend received the award, Mike, Dutch Broadway Principal Walter Aksionoff.
Right.
And also Clara Carlson, Principal Ken Rosner. They're great educators who love our kids and are great symbols of social justice and hard work.
They do such a good job, the educators in your community, that it's nice to be able to take a minute to acknowledge that.
That's Dr. Sidney McCalla, who won the Carter Woodson Award. He's a breast cancer surgeon at South Bronx Hospital and lives in the Alden Terrace community. He did a great job in representing the community so beautifully.
We are going to take, I just made the point about how it would be nice on some occasions to be able to take time out to spotlight some of the particular moments that take place at these events that we kind of give you folks an overview on so many instances. We're going to do that right now. We're going to go back and take a look, in particular, at one of the awards that was made at that presentation. This one was to a young man named Ian Feurtado, who made some remarks that, well, they just really brought the house down. There was, as he was speaking, you could have heard a pin drop. And he just said some amazing things about the overall community, about his chance at education, and about the man that's sitting right here next to me as well, Tom Alfano. So we're going to take the opportunity now to take a very close listen to what Ian Feurtado had to say as he received one of those awards at the Martin Luther King ceremony, and then we'll be back to talk with more today with Assemblyman Tom Alfano on this edition of Assembly Calendar.
Ian is a senior at Elmont Memorial High School. He's a brilliant young man. He's interned in my office. He cares about social justice. He's a brilliant student and a community activist. He's someone, a man of faith. He has wonderful parents here. I can't say enough about him. And while we were sitting there and I was looking at the program, and I know that Elmont Memorial is going to do a song from their upcoming performance, I said to him in jest, I said, "Do you have a solo?" And he says, "Yes, I do." I mean, that's the kind of young man this is. He just had his interview with Harvard and with Cornell universities. He's just a brilliant young man. We're all pulling for him. And he certainly exemplifies what Dr. King was looking for in terms of leadership and ability, and someone who really gives back to the community. And Mr. and Mrs. Feurtado, what an honor this is. I mean, I share this honor with you because he's worked in my office, and he is such a credit and a tribute to you as his parents. I cannot be more proud than I am right now of your son and a great person who has done so much for so many. And Ian, you know what the good book says, from those who are given much, much is expected. So we expect great things from you going forward, my friend, and I know you'll make us all proud. God bless you. It's all yours.
Good afternoon, members of the Elmont community and guests. Today, it is an honor to receive the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Award. Recognition such as this is not only possible because of my efforts alone. Today, I stand on the shoulders not only of those who have gone before me, but who are also here present. One such